Grüezi YouTubers, here is the guy with a Swiss accent, with a new episode around sensors and microcontrollers. I asked you already in the first part of this mailbag video which product I should use for my next video. The result was like that. From the 10,000 viewers, around 600 to 700 voted for a product. Most in the YouTube card itself and some also in the comments. I do not know the reason why only 7% of the viewers voted. Maybe it is not displayed on all platforms? Anyway, the verdict is quite clear. 36% want to see how I build a LoRa gateway with the RUC 831 board. Number 2 was the M5 stack. The commenters voted similarly. So you will see a video with another LoRa gateway. Also in this video you will have the chance to vote for a product. We will see how the participation is this time. As a benchmark, in Switzerland all citizens have the right, not the duty to vote. Our participation rate is 30 to 50%. Let's now continue with the mailbag. I'm also interested if I should continue with this voting or not, and also if I should include packages sent by my viewers.
Next one, a big one. Lots of stuff. Different antennas. All 868. Some nice pigtails. This is an interesting design I never saw so far. Very interesting design. And it's all 868. And this is from my preferred supplier. What is this? This is a small one, also 868 megahertz. And this one is a similar looking one. It's a little bit, no, it's the same size, but it is for 33. So inside something else, something must be completely different. But you see the external size is exactly the same. We will see in one of the later videos how they perform. This is a 433 megahertz antenna and it has a magnetic foot. This is a standard design more or less.
We do a lot of work to develop a simple and cheap way to test our antennas instead of using a $3,000 spectrum analyzer. The cheapo variant should cost less than $30 and the deluxe one should stay below $200. Subscribe to get the notification when it's ready.
Next one, LoLin32 Pro version 1.0 ESP32 board. This looks like a normal ESP32 board, but it does not have a normal VROM module on it. It has a ESP32 V-Rover chip on it. This one is a little bit bigger. The normal ESP32 modules are a little bit smaller than this one here. And this one should have more flash memory, but for the moment I do not know what to do with it. But I was asked by one of my viewers whether I can have a look at this device. I also thought it might have an antenna connector, but it does not. But it has here a micro SD slot that is different to this one here. We will see what we can do with that. Next one. What is this? This is a ultrasonic sensor, and it is different to the ones I already have. Like these here, they have a sender and a receiver, and this one only has one, which should act as a sender and a receiver. I would like to compare the two, and especially also with this one, because this is a new. The US 100 has a jumper here. The old ones do not have a jumper, and you can use this one with a serial connection. So it is no more necessary to do the timing with a microprocessor. It is done on this device here, and we will see how this compares to these two here. I'm still working on my robot, and maybe these are also usable devices for the robot. By the way, I always order, if the devices are not very expensive, I always order two. And the reason is, if one does not work and you only have one, you do not know whether you made a mistake or the device is defective. If you have two and both do not work, then the chance is quite big that you are the problem and not the device. If one works and the other one does not work, then you know that one device is defective. This is why I order usually at least two. It saves me a lot of time. PCBs with an antenna for 2.4 gigahertz, I assume. Bluetooth 4.0, but not Bluetooth low energy, BLE. They are normal Bluetooth modules, and they can be bricked, and you can make HMI devices with these, which acts as keyboards or as mice, for example, for the PC. I want to try this once, to use one of these as a mouse or a keyboard. Next one. A flat cable. Raspberry something. I know what it is, because I ordered it. And you see here a Raspberry Pi camera, and I was hoping that I get one for the Pi Zero. And you see here, this fits here, and this one fits to a normal Raspberry, and this one fits to a Raspberry Pi Zero. So this should be a camera for the Raspberry Pi or the Raspberry Pi Zero. Maybe I will find once the time to really dig into this OpenCV library stuff where we can do pattern recognition. I already would like to do this for quite a long time, but I assume that it will be quite time consuming, a steep learning curve necessary to cope with this topic. Maybe I can do something in the near future. The next one is also quite small. It is a small camera which can be connected to microcontrollers, maybe also to the Raspberry, but also to the ESP32, I think. I have no project for the moment with cameras, but maybe you have one. The next one is also not from China, it's from Adafruit in New York. Lots of paper. And a very small thing. Adafruit BLE Sniffer for Bluetooth low energy. When I started with Bluetooth, I always had the problem that I didn't know what's going on. So I thought I'd buy a sniffer which should show me what really is going on between the different devices. And Adafruit is one of the only sources I know which sells such a sniffer. We will see how this works with the Bluetooth projects. And here I got a bag from a viewer. I already opened it, and Stefan wrote me a long letter with quite some critics about the content of the channel. He would like to see more simple things, like for example projects with the AT-Tiny and not with the ESP32 or other what he calls high-level platforms. And he also thinks that we did not use the soldering iron too much. And he also has two proposals to make. One is I should build a cheap electronic load. As I tried it once, I wanted to hack one. Maybe you still remember, I was not successful with this one, but for the moment I had two things. I have my own professional electronic load, and second, I showed you two very nice electronic loads which can be remotely controlled, so I don't think I will do another electronic load. But the next one is interesting. I showed you very long ago a Weller soldering iron, a part of it only, and I wanted to build my own very cheap Weller soldering station. The Weller still has its IKEA box, and it's here, and this nice part of a soldering iron waits for something which can be connected to this end here. So you see, you can choose now if I do this. Thank you, Stefan. And of course he also included something, a small package. And now let's open it. It is a ESP32 66 breakout board with all the necessary components already assembled, and it is obviously breadboard friendly and is similar to the WeMOS principle with these long pins. You can connect something on the bottom and you can connect something on the top. You have the reset button here and the flash button here. Very good. So you also see that he hand soldered this, and I leave you a link in the description where you get all the necessary information how you can build your own PCB if you are interested in this one. Thank you very much, Stefan.
This is the end of the mailbag. Please vote now for your product.
I hope this video was useful or at least interesting for you. Bye!